Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to Unit 11, Lesson 6. Today we'll be looking at decimals on number lines and figuring out how to round decimal numbers. So when we round with decimal tenths and hundredths, we're going to take a look at this number line below, which shows one whole, because remember decimals are less than a whole, so between 0 and 1 whole, and it's been divided into tenths, so 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, so on and so forth. Oh look, it looks like dribble. So this one says, what decimal tenth is marked by the turtle? Oh, poor dribble. So we have 0.3 or 3/10. Remember, you can use my handy dandy decimal trick, put the 1 underneath the decimal, 0, so you can see that it's 3/10. So the turtle's right on 3/10. The butterfly is between two decimal tenths. To which tenth is it nearer? Nearer is a fancy word for closer. Okay, so it's right in between 5, 6, and 6, or 5, thinking fractions, 5/10 and 6/10. I see here that it's closer to 5/10, so I would round that down to 5/10 for our butterfly. The bird is also between two decimal tenths, so it's between 8/10 and 9/10 here. The space between these tenths has been divided into hundredths. So this whole line, if you have 10 little lines in between each one, you would have 100 total on this number line. So they want to know what decimal hundredths are between 8/10 and 9/10. So you would have 8/10. What would come next? So think after 80 cents, what would come next? Well, it'd be 81 cents or 81 hundredths. And then 82, and then 83, and then 84. Okay, so on and so forth. All the way up to 89, and then of course you would have the last one, 90. So they want to know what decimal hundredth is marked by the bird. Okay, so let's take a look. We have one, I'm going to get a smaller little dot here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would make sense because then 8, 9 after it. Okay, so it's 87 hundredths, so 0.87. To which tenth is this hundredth nearer? This is the way you round a hundredth to the nearest tenth. All right, so 87 hundredths is closer to 9/10. And if you think about it this way too, 87 is closer to 90 or 90 hundredths, which is equal to 9/10. It just has an extra 0 on the end. So this is how you round decimals. Beautiful. You look at which one it's closer to. Now this number line below shows one whole divided into hundredths. So this one you can see there are 10 little marks in between the tenths, so 100 little lines all together. What hundredth is marked by the circle? Okay, well the circle is in between 4/10 and 5/10, which those would be equal to 40 hundredths and 50 hundredths. Okay, but it's right before the 50. So I'm going to use my little marker and count up. So we have 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, which would make sense because then 49, 50. All right, so 48 hundredths is marked by the circle. Then round this hundredth to the nearest tenth. Okay, so obviously 48 hundredths is closer to 50 hundredths than it is to 40 hundredths. But they say the tenth. So that would be closer to 5/10. Now another way to do this is so if you're rounding to the tenths place, which is what they asked us to do, you underline the tenths place, look right next door. And just remember your rules for rounding. 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. 8 is more than 5, so 8 bumps up our 4 to a 5, and the numbers that follow turn into zeros. But we can write it as 5/10. We don't need that 0 afterwards because it's a decimal. Beautiful. When you want to round a number that is exactly halfway between two rounding units, you round up to the next greater number. So what number is marked by the triangle? So first let's look at exactly what it is. So 7/10 would be equal to 70 hundredths. So let's count up. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Oh yeah, it is right halfway. So that is 75 hundredths. So what do you do when it's halfway perfectly between, say, 70 hundredths here and 80 hundredths? Well, remember, 5 or more, raise the score. So if I underline that tenths place, the 7, because I need to round to the nearest tenth, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score. So it then becomes 8/10. The 7 gets bumped up to an 8. All right, so here we have another number line, except this time it's just marked with whole numbers. So we'll have mixed numbers involved, or decimals. So we're rounding numbers now that are greater than 1. Now before we were working in just this range between 0 and 1. Now we're working between 0 and the whole number 6. So what decimal number is marked by the hat? Well, first I need to figure out what we're working with here. So I'm going to count the gaps for the denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're working in tenths. All right, so keeping that in mind, the hat is past the 2. So it's 2 and how many tenths? Let's count now the lines for the numerator. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so 2 and 3/10. That is where the hat is located. Round this number to the nearest whole number. Okay, so it's between 2 and 3. Is it closer to the 2 or closer to the 3? Well, here it's closer to the 2. So it would round to the whole number 2. Now another way to do this is to underline that place value. So nearest whole number, when we're talking about decimals, they're talking about the ones place. So you look next door, which is the tenths place. 3 is less than 4. 4 or less, let it rest. So that's why we ended up with a 2. Find 4.5 or 4 and 5/10 on the number line. Put an arrow there. Okay, so here's 4. So 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5. All right, so 4 and 5/10 right in the middle there. All right, so I put an arrow on that place. What is 4 and 5/10 rounded to the nearest whole number? Well, it's right smack dab in the middle, so the number line doesn't help at all. So what I need to do then is underline the place, so nearest whole number, look next door, 5 or more, raise the score. So that would bump it up to the whole number 5. What is 4 and 5/10 expressed as a decimal hundredths? Okay, well remember 4 and 5/10 can be written as 4 and 50 hundredths, and that is still equal. Now we have a ruler that shows centimeters and tenths of a centimeter. So 0 to 10 whole centimeters, and then in between we have tenths of a centimeter. How long is the string above the ruler? So the yellowish, like brownish string hits right at 7 centimeters. So that one's a nice number, 7 centimeters. How long is the string below the ruler to the nearest tenth of a centimeter? Okay, so we're not rounding to whole centimeters, but the nearest tenth. So let me look at the one below, which is the blue one. All right, so it pops up to about, boom, right here. So that's 8.1 and then 8.2. So that would be 8 and 2/10. Now it wants me to round my answer to the nearest centimeter. So that's like to the nearest whole number. Well, if you look at where that string ends, it is closer to the 8 than it is to the 9. And look at the whole number, 8, look right next door, less than. So 2 will not be strong enough. So it would round to 8 centimeters. All right, fourth graders, I'm going to show you a couple examples on this page with practice and rounding, and then it will be your turn to do the ones that I don't complete as your ticket today, so stay tuned. So first I'm going to show you how to round to the nearest tenth when we don't have a number line, and I showed you a little bit in the video already. So this first one is 72 hundredths. So first you need to find the tenths place, which remember you can use the handy dandy trick. So 1 under the decimal, then a 0. Okay, so there's the tenths place, the 7. So what you'll do is you'll underline the 7, the tenths place there, and then you look right next door. So look next door, it's only a 2. A 2 is not strong enough to bump it up, so it would round to 7/10. Now, the numbers usually change to zeros after, which 70/100ths is equal. But to write it as tenths, you actually don't need to include that 0 at the end with decimals. So now let's try the next one. I have, I'm going to try this one here. So 2 and 9/100ths. So whole number we're just going to ignore because we're working with the tenths place. So use my trick. Write down the 1 underneath the decimal, 0. Okay, so the 0 is in the tenths place. I look next door, it's a 9. So it's going to bump up my number. Now, I have to leave the 2 there because that had nothing to do with my rounding, and any numbers ahead of where you're rounding stay the same. So this is 2, and the 0 got bumped up to 1/10. Now, this one says, what is 56 cents rounded to the nearest tenth of a dollar, or rounded to the nearest dime? So again, tenths place for dimes. So use my trick, 1 under the decimal, 0. Okay, so the 5 is in the tenths place. Look next door. It will be bumped up because 6 is strong enough. So that would bump up to 60 cents. Now this one says round to the nearest whole number. So the nearest whole number is the ones place. I want you to remember that when thinking about decimal. The ones place is the closest whole number to the decimal point. That's what they mean by that. So in the number 3 and 8/10, 3 is the closest whole number to the decimal. So I underline that. And then I look next door at the tenths place. And 8 is strong enough to bump that 3 up to a 4. I could write this as 4.0 or as 4. All right, I'm going to go ahead and solve the next one, which is 32 and 7/10. Now, in this case, the nearest whole number is just the ones place, so I'm ignoring the 3, the 30. So I'm going to underline that 2, which is the nearest to the whole number, or nearest whole number to the decimal. Look next door. The 7 is big enough, so that would increase my number to 33. The 2 gets bumped up by the 7. This question asks, what is $7.28 rounded to the nearest dollar? That's another way of saying nearest whole number, because the nearest dollar is the closest number to the decimal point. That's 7 in this case. Look next door. 2 is not strong enough. So this rounds to $7. The 2 was not strong enough to bump it up. So your job now, 4th graders, is to finish the 4 blanks that I left open for you. Keep in mind, you have to look for what place value are they asking you to round to.